Hey everybody, welcome back to Skyrim. I'm the Blister 2 and that's we're on a companion quest, I think. A quest for the companions. I keep doing that, saying that backwards. Okay. Excuse me. Alright, I got your stupid weapon piece.
Brothers and sisters of the Circle, today we welcome a new soul to our mortal fold. This woman has endured, has challenged, and has shown her valor.
Yep.
Who will speak for her?
Probably
I
that guy over
stand
there.
witness to the courage of the soul before us.
Would you raise your shield in her defense?
I would stand at her back, that the world might never overtake us.
And would you raise your sword in her honor?
It stands ready to meet the blood of her foes.
And would you raise a mug in her name?
No thanks, I don't
I
drink.
would lead the song of triumph as our mead hall reveled in her stories.
Then the judgment of this circle is complete. Her heart beats with fury and courage that have united the companions since the days of the distant Green Summers.
Green Summers,
Let
huh?
it beat with ours, that the mountains may echo and our enemies may tremble at the call.
It shall be so.
Good. Ew. Still can't move. Well, that's not good. Jesus Christ. Oh, finally.
Well, girl, you're one of us now. I
Jesus.
trust you won't disappoint.
I try not to. Is it true the companions are werewolves?
I see you've been allowed to know some secrets before your appointed time. No matter. Yes, it's true. Not every companion, though. Only members of the Circle all share the blood of the beast. Some take to it more than others.
And you?
Well, I grow old. My mind turns towards the horizon, to Sovngarde. I worry that Shor won't call an animal to glory as he would a true Nord warrior. Living as beasts draws our souls closer to the Daedric Lord Hircine. Some may prefer an eternity in his hunting grounds, but I crave the fellowship of Sovngarde.
You looking to cure yourself?
Yes, but it's no easy matter. But you don't need to share the worries of an old warrior. This day is to rejoice in your bravery. And speak to Yorland if you want a better weapon than whatever that is.
Smaller weapon. Vary your style a bit.
Tiny blades don't hurt enough. A sword needs weight.
but 10 little cuts.
All I...
You have a problem with Dawnbreaker? With the Sword of Undead's Bane?
need is one to cut you in half.
Well, when you put it that way.
A better weapon than whatever that is. See if I can remember where that lady is at. Though honestly, she might not be worth finding again. This isn't right. This is definitely not right. Fire on it. It has a sword. Looks like a glass greatsword, I think. Has there been a game where you go to Valenwood? I would like to see these migratory trees. And it's probably one of those Elder Scroll Online areas. I have absolutely no interest in looking at.
Come to chat with an old woman,
Do a good deed for the day. Pish posh.
My friend Maven and
Yeah.
I. Have you met Maven in Riften? We know our place in this world.
Braith is a big meanie. She keeps telling Lars and me what to do. I don't want to play with her anymore.
Long life to you, Lead the way.
Here.
Still here. I am at your command. Let's get going then.
Let's. Last word, don't burn down the house.
Take pity, lady, and spare me.
I'm right behind you.
I know.
Lead, I'll follow.
You're someone who can get things done. I like that.
How can I serve you, my Thane?
This. Oh, that looks nice. Like a real badass, you do.
I'll follow. They got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. More inside. I don't claim to be the best. Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
That was stupid. Why did I do that?
Don't forget to... Have you met my father? Blades, helmets,
back like an idiot.
pretty much anything to suit your needs.
Sigh. Of course, I can easily make that money back.
What are you looking at? I'm not afraid of you, no. Even if you are my enemy.
I haven't really got anything done in this video, have I?
Got something for everything's... Take a look.
Oops. Shit. Hold on. I didn't need it. I leave you broke. And I restore some of your wealth. I'm generous like that. And I take it back.
Do come back.
You come back.
Boys, girls, dogs, elders. There's nobody I won't.
Why are you gonna fight a dog? What'd that dog ever do to you? Very fancy looking helmet.
Huh?
How long since I first heard the Gallender legend? 80 years? 100? I can think of nothing else now. My goal is at hand. After years of searching, I finally traced the ivory claw to a collector in Reville. His death was necessary, but I have it. At last, I have it. 3 days of non-stop riding. I reached Anvil ahead of my pursuers and took passage on the ice runner, bound for solitude once more. The other passengers are becoming suspicious. Returning from dinner, I caught one brute rooting around in my quarters. He almost found the claw. Had the captain not intervened, I would have flayed him alive. I hope to spend the voyage sequestered in my room, reviewing my notes and preparing spells, but I need to deflect some attention from myself. I'll have to mingle, pretend to be just another petty mage for now. The brute claims to be an adventurer off to seek his fortune in the ruins of Skyrim with his companions. Perhaps I can turn this to my advantage, use them as fodder for the traps and dogger within the tombs. I can see the greed in his eyes. Yes, that should work. 3 weeks to solitude, the captain says. If I have to suffer these fools longer than that, I'll swim. The brute and his companions in tow, I led our band across the marsh to where we made camp for the night. It was changed since my first expedition 10 years ago, but this time I have the claw, and I will have the amulet. I spent all night preparing a synopsis of my notes in case some fragment of the tale or piece of ancient lore may be needed to bypass the wards within the tomb. Then I cast all my books and scrolls into the fire and reduced my life's work to ashes. At long last, today is the day of reckoning. If I cannot have the amulet, no one will. Bad news for this guy. Very bad news indeed. doing pretty good. So my partner here seems to have gotten herself trapped. Get. Fire and darkness, the brotherhoods of death. Brother, I still call you brother, for we share our bonds of blood, tested but unbroken by hatred. Even if I am murdered, which seems inevitable, know that brother, you and I are not innocent, so our benedictions of mutual enmity is not tragedy but horror. State of silent, shattered war, of secret poisons, and sleeping men strangled in their beds, of the sudden arrow and the artful dagger that has no end that I can see, no possibility for peace. I see the shadows in the room move through the flame of my candle is steady, though the flame of my candle is steady. I know the signs that This note was found where it had fallen beneath the floorboards of an abandoned house in the Nordic village of Jelheim in the 358th year of the Second Era. It is said that a quiet cobbler lived in the house, whispered by some to be a member of the dread Morg Tog, the Assassin's Guild outlawed throughout Tamriel 34 years previously. The house itself was perfectly in order, as if the cobbler had simply vanished. There was a single drop of blood on the note. The Dark Brotherhood had paid a call. This note and others like it are rare. Both the Morag Tog and its child, the Dark Brotherhood, are scrupulous about leaving no evidence behind. The members know that to divulge secrets of their order is a lethal infraction. This obviously makes the jobs of the historians seeking to trace their histories very difficult. The Morag Tog, according to most scholars, had been a facet of the culture of Morrowind almost since its beginning. After all, the history of Resed... The ancient name of Morrowind is rife with assassinations, blood sacrifice, and religious zealotry, held marks of the Order. It's commonly said that the Tog, then as now, murdered for the glory of the Daedric prince Mephala. But commentaries are rarely completely accurate. It is my contention that the earliest form of Tog additionally worshipped an even older and more malevolent deity than Malfala. As terrifying as the Prince of Oblivion is, they had and have reference for a far greater evil. Writs of assassination from the First Era offer rare glimpses into the Morag Tog's earliest philosophies. They are, as a matter of fact, as current-day writs, but many contain snatches of poetry which have perplexed our scholars for hundreds of years. Lisping silent hisses, ether's sweet sway, rancid kiss of passing sin, and other strange, almost insane insertions into the writs were codes for the names of the persons to be assassinated, his or her location, and the time at which death was to come. They were also direct references to the divine spirit called Sithis. Evidence that Morag Tog's expertise in assassination seems scarcely necessary. The few instances of someone escaping a murder attempt by them are always remarkable and rare, proving that they were and are patient, capable murderers who use their tools well. A fragment of a letter found among the effects of a well-known armor has been sealed in our vaults for some time. It was likely penned by an unknown Tog assassin ordering weapons for his order, and offers some illumination to what they looked for in their blaze, as well as the mission of that they were there, the island where the Tog sent its agents in retirement. I congratulate you on your artistry and the balance and heft of your daggers. The knife blade is whisper thin, elegantly wrought but impractical. It must have a bolder edge, for arteries when cut have a tendency to self-seal, preventing adequate blood loss. I will be leaving in 2 weeks' time to inspect your new tools, hoping they will be more satisfactory. The Morag Tog spread quietly throughout Terrell in the early years of the Second Era, worshipping Malthael and Sithis with blood, as they had always done. Morag assassinated the Emperor Remen in the year 2920 of the First Era, and his successor that were there in the 324th year of the Second Era. The assassins so long in the shadows were suddenly thrust into the light. They had become brazen, drunk with murder, literally painting the words Morag Tog on the wall in the penitent's blood. Morag Tog was instantly and ununanimously outlawed in all corners of Tamriel with the exception of its home province of Morrowind. There they continued to operate with the blessings of the houses, apparently cutting off all contact with their satellite brothers to the west. There they continue their quasi-legal existence, accepting black writs and murdering with impunity. Most scholars believe that the birth of the Dark Brotherhood, the secular murder-for-profit order of assassins, was as a result of the religious schism in the Morag Tog. Given the secrecy of both cults, it's difficult to divine the exact nature of it, but the certain logical assumption can be made. In order to exist, the Morag Tog must have appealed to the highest power in Morrowind, which, at the time of the Second Era, could have only been the tribunal of Almexia, Sothasil, and Vivek. Thalia, whom the Tog worshipped with Sithis, was said to have been the anticipation of Vivek. Is it not logical to assume that in exchange for toleration of their continued existence, the Togs would have ceased their worship of Malfa in exchange for the worship of Vivek? Morag Tog continues, as we know, to worship Sithis. Dark Brotherhood is not considered a religious order by most, merely a secular organization, offering murder for gold. I have seen, however, proof positive in the form of writs to the Brotherhood that Sithis is still revered above all. So where, the reader asks, is the cause for the schism? How could a silent war have begun when both groups are so close? Both Assassin's Guild, after all, worship Sithis, and yet a figure emerges from history who should give those with this assumption pause. The Night Mother. Who the Night Mother is, where she comes from, what her functions are, no one knows. Karlovac Townway, in his generally well-researched historical fiction, 2920, the lost year after the First Era, tries to make her the leader of the Morag Tog, but she is never historically associated with the Tog, only the Dark Brotherhood. The Night Mother, my dear friends, is Malfa. Dark Brotherhood of the West, unfettered by the orders of the Tribunal, continue to worship Malfa. They may not call her by her name, but the Daedra of murder, sex, and secrets is their leader still. And they did not, and still do not, to this day, forgive their brethren for casting her aside. Kala, who met his end in the Second Era, who saw no end in the war between the Brotherhood and the Tog, was correct. In the shadows of the Empire, the Brothers of Death remain locked in combat, and they will likely remain that way forever. Not sure why this guy had that. Nom, nom, nom. And the books are long. Excuse me. Triggered that. Alright, we'll call it a video here, I think. And Rules 32, this is Skyrim. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.